Hey guys, this is going to be a guide to how to carry in 2v2 arenas as a Frost Death Knight. So we're going to go through a few aspects such as your gear, your partner's gear, strategy, useful macros, and what sort of partners you want to go with. So, as for your gear, to be able to carry in 2v2 arenas for gold or just carrying a friend for gear, probably the most important thing is for you to be fairly decked out with gear yourself. Just honor gear isn't really going to cut it. You do need a fair amount of the higher 550 gear. So you can see here I've got mostly 550 gear. I've still got a few pieces of 522. Legendary Cape does really help out as well. But with sort of lower gear, you're just going to be struggling. If you're decked out, it's going to be a lot easier for you, and you come across those arena teams that aren't very well geared and you can just tear through them. As for your partner's gear, obviously you want them to be as geared as possible so they don't just flop over dead in one hit. You want them to be useful at least, whether they can chuck some heals your way or put up some CC, anything to help you while you're getting that damage out, which is your main role as a Frost DK. It's just pretty much the strategy is to burst one player down while trying to CC the other. Once one's dead, go back, heal up, get ready, and then just get the next one. Most of the time, with some comps, if you kill one, the other will quit. So with Frost it's really handy with those nice obliterates and get them pretty well. So for partners gear, as I said, you want them to be as geared as possible. Optimally, fully decked out in 522 honor gear, but that's not always going to be the case. Just try to get them to have as much as they can. If they've got no PvP gear, I wouldn't carry them really. Tell them to run some BGs with them if you want to. Get them some of that 522 stuff till they get that resilience up, and then bring them in. So as for the strategy, what you'll be doing is you'll want to get ready to open up on one guy. What I like to do is diseases up, stun them, pop my trinket and my Pillar of Frost, and then just open up with obliterates, spamming them, power rune weapon to reset runes, and then keep obliterating again. You get a few killing machine procs, some good crits, and then once you're done with that, just unload all that rune power and fresh strikes. When they're low enough health, chuck a Soul Reaper up there, and most of the time that should finish them off. What I usually roll with is 2 damage trinkets, a proc and an on use, just for that extra bit of damage, and I do run Desecrated Ground, which pretty much acts as another trinket. So talents wise, what I'm doing is Rolling Blood, just for that extra damage when spreading diseases. Lichborn, which I'll get onto later, is important for a macro that we've got. Asphyxiate is pretty much essential for 2v2 carries because of that awesome stun you've got, because Frost doesn't really have another stun unless you take Remorseless Winter, which means you don't have Desecrated Ground to act as a trinket. Conversion, can roll with Death Pact, but Conversion is quite good at the moment, so that's really up to you, whatever you like. This is really up to you. Sometimes I think I've got Runic Corruption on because I was doing some PvE, but Blood Tap is quite good for PvP. You can get those on-demand Necrotics or another on-demand Obliterate with it. And then for the last tier, you definitely want Desecrated Ground. Remorseless Winter could be an option, but Desecrated Ground is pretty much an extra trinket. So then you can free up a trinket slot to get more PvP power and more damage output, which is really handy for that. As for macros, go in and take a look. Obviously your Lichborn macro, you can see it there. That basically casts Lichborn on yourself and then Death Coils yourself. So the trick with that is you want to build full rune power. I'll just go ahead and do that here.
I can't cast that yet.
So get your runic power all the way up, and then spam the macro, and as you can see, you're casting Death Coils on yourself and on yourself. And that will last for a bit, so you can stack up a bit more runic power and that always helps. So that heals you, and that's quite a big heal. So if you're really down on health, and you've got a lot of runic power, that's a good one. Lichborn can also get you out of fears, which can be useful in 2s as well, with things like Shadow Priests and Warlocks. Another important macro is your conversion macro. or a Death Pact one if you chose Death Pact. What the conversion does, you can see it there, it's pretty simple. Basically, hit it once, it casts conversion. Hit it twice, it does the conversion cancel, which is kind of like a bug in the game at the moment, but Blizzard said it's working as intended, so whatever, we can use it. Basically what it does is puts it up and cancels it, and cancelling it gives you a tick. So, basically, I'll build up some power here and demonstrate it.
I can't do that yet.
So there we go, and then I'll spam it, and as you can see, there's ticks on my nameplate there. I should probably have it as combat text. I'm just spamming that at the moment. It does take global cooldowns, but it gives you a lot of healing. Pretty consistently, so if you're down on health, sort of start running away, up a defensive cooldown and spam that for some good heals. And just keeping it up in general is usually a good idea. As for defensive cooldowns, depending on the comps you face, Icebound Fortitude's usually good to save for a stun, so you don't have to blow your Desecrated Ground. Anti-Magic Shell is great if you're going up against, say a combo where you want to open on one thing and then you've got a mage or a warlock or another caster. While you've stunned the one you're going to open up on, pop up your anti-magic shell so you can prevent all that incoming damage while you burst the first one down. Apart from those macros, I'll demonstrate the you can see the Death Pact one there. Basically just a macro to raise your minion and then use Death Pact on it, which will give you a sort of substantial heal. It's not that great in PvP. PvE it's great. PvP I'd probably go with conversion. It's just a lot extra healing. So yeah. Apart from that, partners you want to go with, I find healers can be really good. They can just keep those heals rolling on you so you don't have to worry about too much survival while you can just burst down. Even if they're not that geared, any healing is good healing, right? Apart from that, sort of classes that can chuck a heal every now and then, like balanced druids or shamans or something like that. Really up to you what your playstyle is and what you want to take, but something that can CC or help you out, something like that. Like a rogue, even without gear, they can do their job pretty well, which is just basically controlling people. They can keep one target under control while you burst down the other. So, yep, I'd say experiment around, see what you can do. I've been carrying a few people just lately. I hadn't really done it much, but I thought I'd make this guide just to help you guys out a bit. Make some extra gold, as you can see. Not much gold at the moment, but I think almost all of that. I've probably made about 3k in the last few days just carrying people about 200 gold a win. So yeah, it's pretty good. You're obviously not going to win every game. You just have to hope for those games that you come across a good combo or some undergear players or another carry. So, as I said before, basic strategy. Chuck your diseases up for your extra obliterate damage. Stun them, pop your trinkets, open up with obliterates as much as you can. Just spam them, power rune weapon, spam obliterates more. You'll get procs, hopefully, of your killing machine for those crits, and then just unload your first strikes. Also, a side note, presences. Blood presence is probably what you want to be in a lot. That since your partner's going to be quite undergeared if you're going to be carrying them, blood presence substantially decreases the amount of damage you're going to take. As a Frost DK, you're pretty squishy, you're going to go down fairly easy. So blood presence really does help with that. If you've got everything under control, like everyone's CC'd, you've got heals rolling on you, Frost presence does give you that extra damage. Good even just to switch to that for spamming your Frost Strikes for a runic power dump. Unholy presence, I mean, if you're getting kited, you're probably going to get damage rolling in, so blood presence is a thing. It's really situational. If you do need that extra bit of run speed, you can go unholy presence. I would recommend binding them, so you can hop between them quickly. I've got a Razor Orb Weaver, and on the thumbstick, I've got upwards to blood presence, right to Frost presence, and down for unholy presence, so I can swap between them really fast. That's a great thing too. So, wish you guys luck. Really, it's just about gear and knowing your class well, utilizing your abilities, and as I said, burst one down as fast as you can, and then, so to build back up, use your self heals, sort of build up runic power, heal yourself. Hopefully your partner's not dead yet, and then you can open up on the second one. Not going to win every match, but you know, hopefully if you're good enough you can pull some off. So thanks for watching guys, comment if you want to see more, don't forget to like the video and subscribe, and I'll see you later.